Hey everyone, Linda Reed-Enever, and welcome back to another Marketing with Impact session. Apologies for not being here as regularly with Marketing with Impact. Unfortunately, 2022 saw me got hit by COVID, made me take a little bit of a break as I learnt how to rebreathe thanks to having long COVID and asthma and a few things like that. But we're now back and I'm hopefully able to present without losing my breath and being able to provide you good tips that you can use to market your business with impact. So today's topic we're going to dive into is all about presenting for the audience that you're presenting for when you're creating content. Now, I'm a big believer in repurposing, breaking things out, tapping into things like 5-minute marketing, using workflow automations to be able to make the most of our content. But what happens is sometimes when we're trying to do so much of that, we're recording a video like this and then we want to break it up into shorter bits. We're recording a presentation, so we set up an extra camera, we want to break that up into little bits. Or we're writing a blog post, but we're focused on the snippets. We actually lose the focus of what we need to create for the audience. So I'm going to share with you our recipe and our formula about how we do that sort of stuff here. And if you're wanting to dive into more workflows inside the AI Async and Automation Hub, you will find my workflows for creating short form video, long form video, all of those sorts of things, and how we actually all make it work together. So the first thing that I do when I'm creating content is I focus on the content that I am creating for the audience. So for a long form piece like this, we'll script it out. We'll have the talking points. We may not have a full script, but we'll have a bullet point full of talking points that we're going to talk about. And that's about creating content for the person that we need to, not trying to overwhelm ourselves by trying to create too many pieces of content at the same time. So then we'll go through and we'll script that process out. From that script and from that video, we'll record to camera like I am for you right now here today. And we'll record the whys, the hows, the bits and pieces along the way about why we should focus on the pieces of content that we need to be able to create. And then we go through and we might have a look at that script afterwards and we'll go, oh, is there some short form tips that we could use to create? And then can we then create it into a blog post? Can we go a little bit further? Or are there some snippets of the video script that we've done that would be great standalone if we take it and we purposely record it for short form content? That's my message for today. We're looking at purposely recording the content for the audience that we're recording for. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I'm a big believer in this one. And number one is that it overwhelms our brain. So if we're overwhelmed, we're not going to be presenting at our best. It also means that we're focused on the audience that we're creating content for. So we're not trying to, present a webinar and have a camera over here and be like looking off to that camera all the time and then trying to look back to this camera and the head's going and everyone's all over the place. So we're creating intentional content for the audience. It also means that we're present for the audience that we are creating that content for. And when we're doing short form videos, it's got a slightly different option. We don't want to be cutting out halfway through a sentence or through a word. It's about being intentional for the audience. And then by being intentional in the content that we create, and then maybe looking at breaking off whether we can create some smaller pieces or some larger pieces off it at the end, we've actually created strong pieces of content for our audience and our conversion rate is likely to be higher. So when you're creating your pieces of content or when you're going through your marketing planner and you're planning out what you're going to put in your content plan for this month, look at the topic, record the larger or write the larger form content pieces first. Then look at whether you can record some short form content as well. And my number one recording tip for when you're recording any form of content is try and do it in a bang. Try and spend a day recording or half a day recording so that you can get a series of videos and tips and tricks out all at once. You can edit them and they can be going out on the same topic. And if you're recording video like I am here, use a tool like Descript because then you can take the transcript of the video and start that foundation using Descript and ChatGPT to turn it into a blog post or show notes along the way. But today's message is be intentional about the content that you are creating. Don't try and overwhelm yourself by trying to create too many pieces of content at once because by doing that, we overwhelm ourselves, we overwhelm our market, and the message gets lost to who we're actually talking to.